Hello Internet, I'm Dan.
I'm Chaz. This is the Wine is Serious Business Show, episode 68.
Yep.
Okay, got it right on. So, we've gone through a good amount of 2008 Oregon Pinot so far, most of it from the Willamette Valley, actually all of it from the Willamette Valley. Today I wanted to do a show based on 08 Southern Oregon Pinot Noir. Noticed a lot of producers a larger amount of producers are starting to produce Pinot Noir out of the Southern Oregon area, specifically around the Umpqua River and sometimes further south, and just to see what they're like. I haven't had one in a long time, but 2008 was a fantastic vintage for Oregon in the Willamette Valley, and we wanted to see how that translates to Southern Oregon. So,
I was excited to hear Chaz was doing this. I know one of our fans, probably the most active participant, lots of comments, watches our shows, Wayne Ackerman. Here's a Southern Oregon show. Hopefully you enjoy it.
Yeah, so got two wines today. I picked these up last time I was in Roseburg, and actually these are where they're both from. The Reustle Vineyards, Reustle Prairie Rock Vineyards 2008 Pinot Noir from Umpqua Valley, and the Melrose Estate Grown Pinot Noir 2008 from Umpqua Valley. So let's go and start. So toured this winery last time I was out. My parents are actually members there. Pretty cool people, really nice facility.
And it's kind of unique, right? Your parents aren't into a lot of wine clubs or anything like that.
Right. Yeah, they went out tasting and I guess fell in love with some of the wines there. I've tasted there. I'd say their wines are very good. Their Gruner Veltliner was my absolute favorite. They make a really good Gruner.
It was super cool. I'm really looking forward to trying this.
And we actually have a Riesling to do sometime when we do a Riesling show. I picked up a Riesling when I was there because I thought it was interesting. So
Nice.
got me a little fly in the glass. Nice. Well,
Figure that out.
yeah, I'll figure that out at some point.
You won't
So.
taste it.
Nah, let's put it down. Wow.
Huh.
Yeah, it smells kind of nice,
Yeah,
right?
and it doesn't stand out as anything unusual. Like,
It smells kind of Oregon.
yeah. You get like raspberry fruits, maybe
Yeah.
maybe a little bit of like bright plums.
Even some like ripe strawberry too, like some
Sure.
good like red core fruit going on there. Even maybe just a hint of like potpourri, something a little wooden.
Yeah, I'm right with you on that. Just like maybe some wood chips in with the potpourri or something
Absolutely,
like that.
yeah.
But really light.
Yeah, it smells nice.
It does. Yeah. Clean on contact, clean all the way across. Actually, this is pretty well put together.
Yeah, pretty balanced and nice, right? The acidity,
Wow.
it's full on. Tannins come in late and grip just nicely. A little stiff on the tannins on the finish, but that might soften with age. And the fruit is nice from start to finish. It actually hangs for a decent amount of time. So.
It's definitely brighter than a lot of the stuff I've seen from Willamette Valley 2008. It actually reminds me of the flavor profiles of some 2007
Got it.
Willamette Valley Pinot Noirs, meaning like the strawberries and the raspberries again.
Mm-hmm.
But there's even a little bit of evolution where they come a little more, full and tart right on the middle of the palate without ever getting too tough. But there's a nice fullness to the fruit and some good flavors as well, right?
Yeah.
There's good acidity. It's well put together.
A little chalky, almost a little stony on the finish, like what you could say is almost like a minerality sort of play. At least
Sure.
for me, there is some sort of, maybe it's the tannins, right before the tannins sort of hit, there's like some dryness and chalkiness to it. Yeah, cool wine, actually. I'm impressed. I tasted their 07 at the winery, didn't find it as impressive as this. I feel 88 plus on this for me. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 88 even, but well put together. And the more I'm drinking it, the more it's reminding me of like 2007 Pinots that I've had. But have they been at it for a long time? Do you know?
I want to say in the range of like 6 years, 7 years.
Okay.
So with the existing vineyards being there like 10.
Sure,
So,
but
years.
it's really impressive. Like this is really well put together, like really clean. The fruit's expressed really well. So for coming from what's not as famous of production region, this is a pretty impressive effort. So.
And $24 a bottle, I think.
Totally delivers.
Yeah.
That's cool stuff.
Good stuff. And I could have probably sent more emails, but I sent an email to these guys, didn't get a complete response. If you guys are, if any of you know the Southern Oregon region specifically, especially if like a winemaker sees this or a vineyard owner or whatever,
Wayne, you might know.
yeah, shoot us an email about the vineyard conditions as or like, the weather conditions in Southern Oregon in 2008 and 2007. I'd like to hear about.
Well, put a comment so everyone else that watches can benefit from that information.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. So
actually,
just let us know.
And which reminds me, this got one great comment on YouTube that I want to share. Someone responded with I think he had to change his username. I think he's like Priority Soul Temple now. I think is what it is. But when we were talking about minerality, like how do you talk about the flavor of minerality? And he says, when people ask me, I say it's the flavor of a snowball. Because snow is all ice, right? And the only thing that gives it flavor is like little bits of dirt and minerals that end up caught up in the precipitation.
And how many people have been whacked in the mouth by a snowball?
Yeah.
Or ate snow.
You eat snow, right?
Yeah.
So it was like, that's a really interesting answer to that question.
Yeah, it is actually. Very good. Yeah. So the Melrose 2008 Umpqua Valley Pinot Noir. This one came in, I think, $18, so a little cheaper.
Wow.
But right away, a little darker in the glass than
right.
the Reustle, right? This is showing a little more 08 Oregon color, which typically all the 08 Oregon wines we've had, even the base release stuff for most people is dark as hell in the glass.
Totally agree.
So.
Darker on the nose too, but
like dirty blackberries.
Yeah, the fruit's not expressing itself as much. This is definitely, a darker character to it, but light as far as intensity is concerned.
Right. And so like where we talked about just like maybe like hints of like wooden potpourri on the last one, this one's got like some full-on sort of grandma's potpourri basket going on for me. Yeah, the roses, the dried roses, sort of thing.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I'm not getting as much of the spices as you do in potpourri so much, but like
the dried flowers.
Kind of like some mellow dark fruit, right? Yeah, like some dried flowers like that.
Even hints of like sometimes they'll completely dry out like orange slices and stuff like that. And stick in the potpourri. It's got almost a smell like that. So interesting, but definitely not as forward as the Reustle.
Yeah. That dark character definitely expresses itself, on the palate. I'm getting like the lighter blackberries, a little bit of orange, some citrus showing for sure. Yeah. Getting a little bit of that, maybe getting a little bit of the orange peel.
Little lick of oak on the finish too.
A little bit, yeah.
But little lick of oak. Anyway,
make a habit out of that. Light up front. I'm not getting a whole lot of flavors right as it starts in, but the acidity evolves kind of nicely.
Not as balanced as the last one.
No,
either.
and not a whole lot of complexity.
Yeah.
But when you start talking about sub $20 Pinot Noir, I think
hit or miss.
Right. Like have I had better? Certainly. Like, do I think this delivers? Like, would I be disappointed if I was out, had no idea what it was, paid $18 for it? Not at all.
Right. This isn't a miss, right?
I'd be
somewhere in between.
Yeah, I'd be happy with it. And I think they picked their price point right for sure. Like, if this was $26. I don't know.
Then you'd say it was a value.
I think but this is interesting, and again, expressing, the fruit from a kind of unique region.
Yeah, absolutely.
And nothing crazy standing out, right? Like, there's no wild flavors. You're like, what's going on here? I remember some of the other Pinot Noirs we've been like, there's some weird earthiness or like some weird flavors that I'm not used to. And both of these are pretty solidly in the Pinot Noir flavor profile that you're kind of probably expecting if you pick up a bottle like this.
Right. And this one definitely is a little outside the atypical Pinot range, I think. Right? I mean, darker fruit character, a little more earthiness, a little more of that potpourri. When I think of Pinot, I sort of think of like the Reustle, right? I'm getting some good fruit, light, it's feminine. This is a little darker in character. Still an interesting wine, like Dan said. No real complexities, nothing really jumping out at us to make us that excited, but at the price point, hits the mark, 85 plus, or 85 points.
Yeah, man, we're right
on top of each other.
Right even again. 85 points for me too. Solid stuff at the price point. Definitely prefer this out of the two. But
so the Reustle, having tasted at the vineyard or tasted at the winery, they said that they don't sell at stores, or they don't have any distribution as far as like Fred Meyer or any big box store. So if you want their wine, you're going to have to order it through their website or go to them directly. Whereas the Melrose, you can pick up. I picked this up at Costco. So.
And I've seen it around too. Yeah, I'll kick a link for these guys up on the website. So especially if you're down in Southern Oregon, right? I know a couple people.
Definitely worth checking out. Neat facility, beautiful vineyard. Like they've got this vineyard that it's like they cleared out a whole bunch of trees a long time ago, and it's like this hillside that it starts super steep. I don't want to say it starts like a 45-degree angle or something like that, and sort of tapers down. They got some really cool pictures on their website, which Dan will link. But the vineyard there is beautiful, and I imagine like during the summertime, spring, even like fall when everything's happening, that would be beautiful. So I need to go back.
And it's exciting. It's exciting to see Pinot Noir coming out of a new AVA, and being pretty well done. Excited to see what stuff comes out of there in the future.
Yeah, for sure. Question of the day.
Question of the day.
Did we even think? We didn't think.
We didn't think about it much. You want to ask about maybe camping or map design or something like that?
Camping or map design?
Yeah, what you were just doing moments ago.
So.
You want to run? You don't want to run?
No, it's fine. It's fine. Dan walked up like literally as I was punching the table, playing Modern Warfare Black Ops. Yeah, and I was full on nerd raging. I was like 5 kills streak, or had been killed 5 times in a row, and I was just.
If you hadn't heard that term before, Google it. You'll be in for a good time.
So yeah, the question of the day I guess could be, what video game has made you the most angry? If you do play video games, I'm sure people play like even Solitaire or Minesweeper. Like, have you ever been angry at a video game?
There you go.
And what is it?
That's a pretty nerd question. There we go. Thanks for watching.
Bye.